And those otherwise inclined, I am here with Sam and Ian, and for now, my master's
technicolor rainbow in the middle.
Quite a nice way of putting it, actually.
Well, look, I've had a very
odd day of one of my friends getting mad because apparently everybody on Twitter has been told that their tweets may be offensive to the Pakistani government regardless of context. It was actually very awkward to watch.
Like Terrace Village, that is a level that we haven't done yet.
Yeah, seriously, I've just seen, my friend just sent me a screenshot thing where it says, apparently every single tweet by everyone global violates Pakistani law. Somehow. And my friend responded with, and she says, well, I'm transgender, so my existence alone is actually a violation of Pakistani law, so where does that leave me?
Fuck 'em.
Yeah, well, that was actually her response, along with a picture of SpongeBob going, nobody fucking cares.
And that's this stream never ever getting demonetized. I just said fuck 'em in regards to Pakistani law. I'm pretty sure that's offensive to someone.
Right, I'm sorry, I'm getting that image of that thing from Mitchell and Webb, where suddenly they're doing that like 1940s show, and they go, right, we're going to have to stop the video stream here, as she just said fuck. Oh, she didn't? For some reason, I was thinking during a My Hero Academia roleplay I was doing, we redid that bit from Mitchell and Webb, you know, the bit with the villains. Where they go, I thought we decided that these terms were needlessly ambiguous.
Oh yeah.
I thought we decided that when we want someone killed, i.e. deliberately killed to death, that's what we're going to do. Say, right? Just deal with the situation. Oh, come on, that's ridiculous. Oh, that was perfectly clear. Oh, what are you talking about? This is going to be the whole. Let's hope All Might comes down with a severe accident. Here we were sitting here waiting for All Might to have an accident, when suddenly One for All here tells us it's an accident we're supposed to cause.
Yeah.
All right, get on with your work. Get on with our murdering.
Yes.
Just go. Oh, and perhaps later you'd like to come to my office for a flight. Do you mean anal sex? Yeah. Okay. I'm still trying to work the trapdoor thing into a roleplay at one point.
Yeah.
Just because I love how elaborately stupid it is.
Yeah.
Oh, also, Liz didn't get one of the Helsing Ultimate Abridged jokes, which I personally found funny when he turns into a woman.
Oh yeah.
But he goes, am I not moe enough? Walter-san. But in a ironic kind of way. And yes, this is a JoJo reference. Part 1 was the best. You would say that, you fucking Brit. Yeah, Liz doesn't like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
I've got to watch JoJo at some point. I've still not played Fist of the North Star, like beyond what we've played of it. That's on.
Well, yeah, with JoJo, the weird thing is on DVD only Part 1 is really out, and Part 1 is very British.
Huh. I know that Dio's British. Rescue Claude.
Okay, just so you know, Dio is only in the first part, he's not in the second part, and then suddenly he becomes a big part in the next few parts through a lot of plot convenience.
Right.
Although there was a thing that someone did send me a JoJo thing that was kind of funny for real life, that someone's got this mask, like this ancient stone mask from an ancient civilization, and then suddenly it says, around a similar area, the person who found the mask has there's a load of murders in the same area, and it's like, holy fuck, JoJo's becoming real.
Huh.
The Dio gets the mask and suddenly he becomes a vampire.
Right.
And kills people, so, you thought it was an original, you were getting a nice sweater for Christmas, but it was I.
Oh yeah, that was a reference in Mission Abridged as well, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
You thought this was an answering machine, but it was me, Dio. Alright, yeah, I need to find the other firework to break open this chest.
So, you've heard all the bad news about the PlayStation Classic, I take it?
I've heard it's a bit shit.
Have you heard that apparently you can emulate the games better through a SNES Classic?
That's just funny.
Oh, and also, Ollie, did you hear that they cut 30 games from it?
Fucking hell, what were they?
Okay, do you
Well,
want...
I don't need the full list, but, you know,
okay,
just examples.
I'll give you 2 vital ones. Oh, Tomb Raider 2, Crash Bandicoot, Spyro... And, yeah, I'm just going to stop this approach now.
Yeah.
Parasite Eve 1. You know, a game that was never released outside of America and Japan. So that's been removed. Tomba.
What?
Yeah, all the Silent Hill 1.
Oh.
Dicks.
Yeah.
Dicks.
The thing is, the coding for them is still on it. Some people have actually hacked the console to make it work. Oh, and there's also the game. Obviously, you know that the games are playing at 30 at the 50 hertz instead of the 60. But apparently, there is an option, by the way, that if you use an actual USB keyboard, you can turn the NTSC settings on to make it 60 HD.
This is a fuck up with no mistake.
Look, Ollie, they've cut out a load of games. I would have bought it just for Parasite Eve alone.
Apparently it's easy as piss to hack, though. I have heard that.
Oh, yeah, of course it is. Eventually people are going to find a way to hack it. That's kind of the point. And also, some people are reporting that they played the thing, and it bricked after 2 hours.
Huh.
And here's the thing, it has Final Fantasy VII on it, and while it does have a PS1 version of Persona 1, which I'm just going to throw out there as a Persona fan,
right.
Revelations Persona on the PS1 is fucking shit. Half the game is cut out completely. Most characters have their races changed because apparently the simple act of Japanese culture is somehow offensive to Americans, so making a normal Japanese person into a stereotypical black kid is somehow a much better option. And, you know, but the funny thing is, if you think it's a race thing, just keep in mind the game didn't change the one bit of the dialogue to say, roses are red, zombies are blue, my skin is white, so you know I'm true.
Right.
Yeah, let's not try and think that in 2018 someone's not going to find a problem with that.
Fly.
Ollie, I want to point out again that this was actually already on the PSP version in Japan, and that was actually a thing that was on there. And it had nothing to do with race, it had everything to do with zombies rotting skin.
Right.
But if you really wanted to play the original Persona game in the best way possible, just get a PS Vita or a PSP, or better yet, a PS TV, and just download Persona on that. You'll get the full fucking game, all the references put in, and every character is their actual name.
Okay, I love that you can just, like... I love that there are superior versions of basically everything on it available pretty easily.
Here's the thing, Ollie. Tekken 3 is on there, and don't get me wrong, I understand why they couldn't put... I don't understand why, considering the reasons they gave for why Tekken 3 was never put on the PlayStation Store, apparently it has everything to do with the character Gon.
Right. Licensing?
He's a manga he's a manga character, so they couldn't license him again. But apparently they can do it for the PlayStation Classic, which, again, it had the potential, I think that's why everyone's pissed. It had the potential to be the best of the mini consoles.
Oh, yeah.
Because, look, I know that if an N64 one comes out, which it will, let's be brutally honest, it's going to have its classics which you can get elsewhere anyway. I mean, you know, you can already play Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time elsewhere. You can already play Super Mario 64 elsewhere. You can already play Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie elsewhere.
But they won't
Too
have
easy,
it
yeah.
on.
Yeah, they won't have the superior version on there, but
No, they won't have it at all.
but at least it will have a better selection. The PS1 had a much better game selection than the N64 had. There's no denying that. In terms of
Yeah,
variety,
just-
there are a lot of them. And here's the problem I have. Another problem I have: the limited number of games already built on. 20 games. About less than half of those games are actually relevant. Some of them are throwaway games that nobody wanted or played.
Hmm.
I mean, who the fuck would buy it for Mr. Driller?
Right.
There's no Spyro. There's no games that, you know, you'd put the games that are iconic to the system. Like
Yeah.
for the NES Classic, you'd always put Super Mario. You know, well, I'll just give you an example. You're more the Nintendo guy than I am.
Yeah.
NES Classic, what would you put on?
Punch Out, the original Legend of Zelda, possibly the second one as well. Castlevania. Let's see.
Mario.
Oh yeah, Mario, Duck Hunt.
Yeah, you gotta put the Italian pervert on there.
All three of the Super Mario Brothers games that were on the NES. Lost Levels as well. Let's make this a complete collection.
Yeah,
Mega
might
Man.
as well have Doki Doki Panic on there.
Oh no, that would be there too. The Mario version of that.
Yeah. So yeah,
Mega
but the
Man.
point is,
Yeah.
you've got to have the first 6 Mega Man games on there.
Yeah, all of the first 6 Mega Man games.
Final
But
Fantasy.
Yep, Final Fantasy
Oh,
1,
yeah,
2. How many were on the NES?
Well, 1, 2, and 3 were on the NES, but 3 was only on the Japanese NES.
I'd
Two
put
was
it.
only on-
I'd
two
put it
was-
on
two
there
was only
anyway.
on the- Yeah, 2 was only on the Japanese NES, because then when it got to the SNES, Final Fantasy 4 was Final Fantasy 2 outside of Japan, and Final Fantasy 6 was Final Fantasy 3.
Right, Donkey
Donkey
Kong.
Kong.
Right. When was there an NES Kirby, or was Kirby
No.
after that time?
I think Kirby was after that time. But the point I'm trying to make, Ollie, is those are games that are iconic to the system and what helped make it what it is. When it comes to the PlayStation Classic, you have maybe Tekken 3 as an iconic game, I guess. I mean, I don't know. Final Fantasy 7, yeah, but again, Final Fantasy 7 has been released on everything else.
Well, you've got to
Oh,
have it on
I-
there though.
Oh yeah, you've got to have it on there. You'd think they'd put Final Fantasy 8 on there with its limited availability.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, with 9 and 7 having a remake, and the reason they won't do 8 is apparently because it'd be too much work.
Plus 8 sucked.
Well, that too, but you know,
Wasn't that bad?
It was terrible.
I wouldn't say terrible so much as a bit more, you know, it has its fair share of problems, and its problems outweigh its, you know, benefits.
I mean, the only good thing about it is the music.
Oh, the music is beautiful, hands down.
Yeah.
Also, the summon system. I liked the fact that the summons actually fucking mattered, and you could do shit with them.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say it, I know Ian will disagree with me completely. Once you understand the junction system, it's nowhere near as bad as what everyone makes it out to be.
I kind of liked what you could do with it, but magic being like a usable item now was a bit.
Bit shit,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
But the point is that the PlayStation Classic has very little that makes it, that shows it's like, you know, it being iconic. I mean, you'd think that Tomb Raider, at the very
Like-
least, I mean,
You absolutely need Final Fantasy VII, the original Metal Gear Solid, and at least one
Which
of the
is on
Tomb
there.
Raiders.
Metal Gear Solid is on there.
Yeah.
Look, here's what you do. And here's another thing. What they also could have done, because you've got to remember as well the fact that you know, it has a USB drive. Why not transfer from your PS3, you know, the PS1 games from your PS3 and play it on there, and you know, transfer them to the console? Or why not make a separate an online function for it, to make it able to connect to connect online and actually like download games afterwards.
There are so many things that you could easily do with
Holy
consoles.
shit! I'm saying nothing that Jim Sterling hasn't already said.
Yeah.
I mean, Jim even said the preloading thing was bullshit.
Yeah.
And it is. It's BS.
Although
There's no excuse for anything for what they're doing.
yeah. Although let's see, what do we got here? Oh, we are nowhere near. Oh wait, no. There seem to only be 2 dragons here. We're slightly nearer than I thought we were.
So yeah, apparently also Mega Man Legends was on the list of games they cut from the thing as well.
Yeah. I just need to find I think we need to find some fireworks to blow up some chests.
That was a sought after PS1 game.
Sorry, what was that?
Mega Man Legends, the original on the PS1, apparently is a very sought after PS1 game.
I do remember hearing that.
I will have order.
Oh yeah, Dr. Wyatt, who actually isn't in the Legends games, oddly enough.
Isn't that the 3D Mega Man game where it's not exactly a Mega Man game?
It's in the timeline, but it's literally right at the end.
Yeah. Where it's like Mega Man's never wearing his helmet.
You can put that on him though. You can put it on him, but yeah, he's generally shown without it. Okay, here's a list of the games you get on the PlayStation Classic. There's only 20 of them, so feel free to let me know if you know any of these games. Battle Arena Toshinden.
I've heard of it, but
Cool Borders 2.
yeah, I know of it.
I know that,
I wouldn't say it's iconic to the system, but I know of it.
Destruction Derby.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
I know
those
of
are great
those.
games.
Final Fantasy 7.
Of
Oh
course.
yeah,
Grand Theft Auto.
sounds familiar.
Oh yeah.
Grand
Intelligent
Theft Auto.
Cube, though you probably won't know it as that in Europe. You'll probably have heard of it as Crushy.
I don't know that one.
Jumping Flash.
Nope.
No. Is that
Metal
the one
Gear
with the
Solid.
rabbit? Is Jumping Flash
don't
the one
know.
where you're a rabbit?
I don't know.
Because I know there was one like that, but I don't know. I could
Metal
just
Gear,
be.
okay. Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But sounds
obviously.
familiar.
Mr. Driller.
No, you've lost me.
Oddworld
Yeah, I
Abe's
know that.
Oddworld Abe's Odyssey.
Great game.
Yeah, I know that.
Rayman.
Yep.
Yep.
Resident Evil: The Director's Cut.
Of course.
Revelations Persona. The shit PS1 version of Persona.
I've never
No.
played it, but I was
Well,
aware of it.
Again, it was only released in the States and Japan, so... Ridge Racer Type 4.
I'm
Oh,
aware
yeah,
of
yeah.
Ridge Racer, but it's
Yeah.
not some.
Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo.
I
That's the one where
assume
it's
that's
like
a
a
Street
puzzle
Fighter
game.
spin-off.
It's a puzzle game. It's a puzzle game, and they're like chibi versions of Street Fighter characters, and you've got like Morrigan and Felicia from Darkstalkers. Brilliant. Siphon Filter.
Oh yeah.
Again, that's
Yeah.
a name I know. I don't really
Yeah, I know the
think
game, but I
I've...
never played it.
That's
Tekken
one of
3.
those games by Tom Clancy, isn't it?
Yeah. Tekken 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah.
Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six.
Oh yeah.
That spawned a franchise of mediocre shooters, I believe.
Yes. Twisted Metal.
yeah.
I know Twisted Metal.
Wild Arms.
I remember
Oh.
Wild Arms.
Wild Arms, yeah.
And that is all you get on the PlayStation Classic. That's 80 quid.
To be fair, I'd probably buy it for some of those, but
If
I
they
already-
fucking work. Yeah.
well, yeah, obviously on the assumption that they were gonna fucking work. No, that's not what I. Come on. I'm just trying to get the last of the treasure. Let's look for treasure. Aha!
So how come the Tony Hawk games aren't on there?
Oh,
That was actually one of
fuck,
the
yeah.
big questions, actually. That was actually a question that was asked.
What, no Tony Hawk? What's wrong with you people?
Because they were great.
I only managed to get my hands on the first one, but I remember enjoying it.
Oh yeah, first one you can't beat it.
Heh.
Because I remember one of the hidden characters is a gorilla, I think,
Oh, I never got that. The gorilla.
and the other one is a rabbi.
Oh,
I still
wow.
can't believe they removed Parasite Eve from the thing. I mean, come on.
Ah, that's a great game.
I never got to play the first one because it was never released outside of the States. And from
Well-
what I've seen online, from the videos I've seen, it's significantly better than its sequel.
Well, I've played the first game.
Nice.
Yeah, it was a pirated copy.
Well, that's... You know,
We didn't hear that, did we, Sam?
here
Oh
what?
come on, it was a very long time ago, and besides, it didn't belong to me.
Plus, it wasn't released in this country, so there's justification, I suppose.
Yeah, I know, but legally speaking, we didn't hear that.
But
I don't know what you mean, Ollie. I heard...
But I didn't
There
buy
we
it.
Huh,
I
fair
didn't buy
enough.
it. I was playing it at a friend's house.
That's right, you didn't buy anything.
Well,
Well,
then, how
nothing.
could you possibly be held accountable for that?
So he was the one in the wrong.
Yep.
I just played the damn thing.
Now, I think it's morally okay. Like, depending on the situation, there are many situations where the pirating of games is morally alright.
You mean like when it's not it's not available in a wide capacity?
Yeah.
It's like, if you don't want me to, like, steal, give me a way to give you my money. And you'll get it.
Ah,
It's like,
hello, Jim Sterling.
well, yeah, he did say that, but it is true, isn't it?
It is true, but you quote word. I mean, you're quoting it word for word, but that I think that's the fact that it's you can't say it's not true. I mean, again, I think it's okay, especially when you look at certain PS1 games. One of the reasons I got Symphony of the Night is because do you know how hard it is to get the PS1 conversion?
Yeah. Oh, okay, the level is complete. Now we can go.
What is a man?
A miserable pile of pickled eggs.
Have at you. Before I call my lawyer.
Orcsist.
You
Oh,
orcsist.
Oh, speaking of orcs, I have in my possession all three of the PS2.
There might actually be a way for me to play the PS1 games on my British PS1.
Oh, really?
There's a thing called PS Exchange. It's an import get disc player. It's a disc you put into your console, and then it lets you just put. Then it's one of those disc swap system things.
Ah, I see.
Is it like getting your
Downside,
Is it
it's
like
the-
getting your console chipped?
No, it's using a boot disc effectively.
Oh.
Like you know how the boot discs work for the Dreamcast.
Yeah. Huh?
It's basically that.
Oh.
Oh, I was
Oh
gonna.
god, this means I can play. If I got that, that means I can play Pepsi Man on my PS1.
Yay.
I think there was someone on my friends list on Twitter who did one of those things with Pepsi, where he said, "How many retweets to get Pepsi Man back?" 1 million, not one retweet less.
Help me, guys.
Pepsi Man.
Sarah's Village done. Misty Bog, Treetops, Wildflight done. I'm
Watch
gonna
out,
have a look
Pepsi Man.
around. I think it's just the boss level now, and then we can go somewhere else.
Let's do it then.
Oh man.
Oh, racist.
Oh, I've fired up my Steam, and I'm doing a genocide run on the PC version of Undertale.
Have fun with Sans.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of his battles.
Oh god, you looked it up.
Yeah. I like his theme music.
So do I. Megalomania.
Yeah. Ah, Metalhead. I think this is the last level. So, you ready to... I'm not a big fan of this hub world, I've got to say. To be honest, I'm looking forward to jumping into Spyro 2 when we're done here.
PlayStation Classic data mine seems to reveal 36 removed games.
Why do they even... But they know people are going to find out. There's no way they don't at this point.
Okay, let's see. The code dump shows differences between the core PlayStation X Classic emulator and a yeah. Okay, they've got like an entire list of things here, right? Differences between the core PCSX PlayStation
One
emulator
dragon,
and a custom
500 gems.
If legitimate, the differences include a list of 36 games not included in the release version of the PlayStation Classic, which appears to be tested on the microcurrent. Have been tested but not included. The following games are Chocobo's Mysterious Dungeon, Colin
I
McRae
never played
Valley,
that. I would have loved the chance to play that.
yeah, Crash Bandicoot, Crash Bandicoot 2, Toy Story 2, Driver,
What?
get this, Urgies, which you've never fucking played, have you, Ollie?
I watched you play it that one
Yeah,
time.
it's kind of shit, but it's worth owning for collector's reasons. Fighting Force, Gran Turismo, GTA 2, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, Kaguru, Kelowna, Cooler World, Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver, Medal of Honor, Medieval, Mega
But they
Man
released
Legends.
Soul Reaver on the PlayStation Store.
Yeah, Mega Man Legends, Mr. Driller G, Paka Paka Passion, Parasite Eve, Parappa the Rapper, Ray Storm, Silent Hill, Spec Ops Stealth Patrol, Street Fighter Alpha 3,
What the fuck,
Street Fighter
Sony?
EX Plus Alpha, Suikoden. Hold on. Yeah? Hold on.
We'll be right here when you get back, Sam.
I never considered Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone to be a classic PS1 game.
No, I had it, I finished it, I enjoyed it, but there are better ones.
Yeah.
It's like, that's honestly the same reason I didn't buy the Crash Bandicoot masters, because, well, I was holding out for this one. I mean, I like Crash Bandicoot, but Spyro he ain't.
And plus he's a dragon.
Yeah,
Who wouldn't want to play as a dragon?
true.
Metalhead is all charged up to meet you. Attacking the powerful should disrupt his power supply.
All dragons found? Now, we've just got to find 500 gems altogether, so 330 something left.
Right, I'm back. Sorry, right.
Ah,
Right,
and
okay. Right, other games include Suikoden, Tomb Raider,
Right.
Tomb Raider 2, Tomba, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2,
I never played Suikoden.
yeah, Vagrant Story, Wild Arms 2, and Xavius 3D G+.
Right, well, whoever's in charge of Sony is scared of money. That's the only explanation.
Some reports have stated that the games are still present on the console, although there's nothing to suggest that the code is presented. It's likely that some, if not all, these games were tested before licenses were agreed to. The titles that did make it to the release build and subsequently became impossible to include. However, if accurate, it gives a glimpse onto what the classic could have been without tricky things like laws. Although, if you have... No, the president of Sony apparently doesn't understand why people want backwards compatibility. He doesn't get it, apparently. He actually stated he doesn't understand why anyone wants it, because old games, in his words, look like crap.
He's not supposed to understand it, he's just supposed to go wherever the money is.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. He said he didn't get it because he went to a party that involved all the Gran Turismo games, and he was looking at the later ones, and like the more 3D ones, and then looked at the PS1 ones and said they look like crap. Why would anyone want to play that?
No, he knows. He just wants to pretend he doesn't. Like.
Look, Ollie, I know, you know.
Because if they made consoles backwards compatible, how are they supposed to sell you remasters when you can just play your old games? How are they supposed to make you give them money for them again?
Well, look, all the PlayStation 5 would need to do is be backwards compatibility to a degree. That's all it would need to do.
Universal backwards compatibility should be the industry standard, as Jim Sterling says. Like, you know,
yeah.
It wasn't even a question with the PS2. Like, I mean,
the PS2, it played PS1 games. So the thing is, you've got to remember, there's going to be a transition period between the new and the old anyway. And what made the PS2 work for me was that even if you had a PS1 and you got a PS2, it wasn't like you were having to get rid of one console and not be able to play the games again. You could just use the memory card and the games on the console, and that worked. That's why Xbox 360's backwards compatibility was fucking shit when it first came out.
It's not a question of what the games look like, you know.
I mean, look at Final Fantasy VII. How many times has that game been remade, re-released?
A billion.
Exactly, and people are still going back to it, and look at how crap it looks.
Yeah, it does. It looks like shit. And the remake is not going to be anywhere near as good, because they're going to try and reinvent the wheel with it. No, like this right here that we're playing right now is the kind of remake I want. The exact same game, just looking like I remember it.
Look, the best remake in all of the world is still Resident Evil 1 on the GameCube.
That is a positive example, yes. But...
No, that is it is accepted as the best example of a remake, because it's not just the same game. It is actually one of the few times where the game.
What if you want the same game?
If you want the same game still exists.
What if you want the same game just looking like you remember it, as opposed to what it actually looks like?
They're mods.
And for those of us that don't have a PC and access to mods, I mean, I do, but...
Plain enough that you want graphics and everything, I can completely understand why you'd want it to look better. I know that a lot of people are shitting on the Resident Evil 2 remake because they just want the set. They've said they wanted a Resident Evil 2 remake for 20 years, and then when they're getting it, their response is, I just want it to be the same game as what I've already played, but in better graphics, and I can completely understand that.
Yeah, well, that's what this is, and I'm loving it.
It's okay to add shit.
Yeah.
I mean, remake, again, I mean, the thing is, I could easily play the Resident Evil 1 remake.
I think Metal Gear Solid The Twin Snakes would have something to say about your designation.
The remake, it still added some new things. Not everything, but I'm not saying that wanting the same game... I'm not saying wanting the same game... and to be fair, it does have some improvements, whether you want to accept it or not. It doesn't do the whole you start off with very little health to begin with and then slowly gain it by him sucking on his hand after every boss fight.
Yeah, that was true.
The-
No, what I was talking
the-
about was
the-
Metal Gear
the
Solid: The
call
Twin
it-
Snakes might have something to say about you calling Resident Evil the best remake.
I still stand by it.
Fair enough.
I like the Twin Snakes, and I will say it is a great remake of the first game. It's just not the best example.
Yeah. Okay, so how do we get that treasure?
I mean, I will say that I'd say the Twin Snakes represent one side of a good argument, and Resident Evil represents another side of a good argument.
Right.
Where it's okay to have a game that, you know, sticks
Oh,
to
why,
the original
hello,
to-
sir.
Hello. You know, something that sticks to the original to a degree, so it's not too foreign. Because again, if you played Metal Gear Solid 2, it's just basically Metal Gear Solid 1 is just the same game, but with the improvements made from Metal Gear Solid 2 onwards, which works with it. Like, let's face it, Twin Snakes deals with that gas chamber a hell of a lot better than the original did.
It's true. True.
Yeah, I think we can all agree that gas chamber in the original PS1 version is a fucking pain in the ass. Whereas Resident Evil 1 was just the remake of the first game, but did it to such a degree that it added new stuff, but still felt familiar enough. I mean, hell. The remake of 2 is looking like it's going to improve on it, although my only major disappointment with it so far is more that they haven't added enough new stuff, like the new monsters. I mean, I would have loved for them to have brought some of the monsters that got rejected from 1.5.
Yeah.
I mean, they're already bringing in the DLC costume for Elsa Walker from 1.5, so why the fuck not? I mean, I'm not asking them to do the original design for Mr. X where he had a machine gun. Oh yeah, that was a thing.
Spyro, the
apparently
incredibly
they've been
inconsistent flying dragon.
There's also been talk of the third Resident Evil game being remade as well.
Cool.
Well, if they can make the Nemesis more terrifying, then, well,
Why the fuck not?
it just actually works better if he's looking at someone. Yeah. I mean, I've still got the Twin Snakes.
Yeah.
Snake.
Oh yeah, I was about to say, speaking of orcs earlier, I have in my possession all 3 of the Lord of the Rings PS2 games, and an emulator that I've managed to get working decently now.
Oh, nice. You got a PS2 emulator. Awesome.
So we could stream all that if you're up for it.
That sounds
I mean,
awesome.
the Fellowship game is more of an RPG than the action game that the other one.
I actually have that Lord of the Rings game. I can't remember what it's called. Where it's just the
The
turn-based
Fellowship
RPG.
of the Ring. Oh, it's not. That's the Third Age. It's not. No, that's
Yeah,
a
Third
different
Age,
one.
that's it.
Although, you've just reminded me that that game exists.
Well, I've got my PS2 collection upstairs now. I mean, I moved it up there for reasons, but I'm always adding to it because the PS2 games are so bloody cheap.
Yeah. I
They
can
cost
afford
not
to do this.
Apart
Oh
from
no!
apart from Shadow Hearts, Lisa wants to tear me apart to get that.
They cost not lots.
Apparently, it's a very good RPG.
What do you think they'll put on a PS2 classic?
A PS2 classic would have to have, in my opinion,
At least 100 games on it.
it would have to have a lot of memory because, again, the thing is that no matter how you look at it, the PS2 had one of the biggest game libraries. But if we had to put essentials, Tekken Tag Tournament 1, Tekken 6, well, Tekken 5 would have to be on there. No, so, you know, that's some of your fighting games. You'd have to put see. Final Fantasy X.
Kingdom Hearts.
Oh yeah, you definitely have to
Yeah.
put Kingdom Hearts on there. Let's see, what else would you put on there? Maybe one of the Dynasty Warriors games,
Right.
because there were a few of them on the PS2.
Definitely Dynasty Warriors 3. I've heard that that's the best one on PS2. Or is regarded as such.
Yeah, one of the hell, maybe even Warriors Orochi 1 and 2. Since that's basically, you know, an all-star game, effectively.
God of War.
Oh yeah, God of War would have to be on there. Probably the Crash Bandicoot one, the one Wrath of Cortex, not Wrath of Cortex.
The PS2 GTA trilogy, or parts of it.
Oh yeah, you'd have to put that on there. Oh, speaking of Crash Bandicoot, you know that they're remaking Crash Bandicoot Crash Team Racing.
I had heard that, yeah.
I'm surprised they haven't had Pete going on all about that.
Yeah. The opposite of Resident Evil. Guessed good.
Ah. Let's see
Oh,
what
he
else
had-
is on the PS2. Well, the thing is, there's a lot of RPGs on the PS2, so I'd say Grandia 2 would be a good one to get on there. Let's see, Resident Evil 4.
Oh, I can just smash them myself. Okay.
I mean, hell, I suppose technically you could try and get one of the Resident Evil Outbreak games on there. Time Splitters. What else? One of the Mortal Kombat games, maybe Deception.
Yeah. Oh, wait, why are there no Mortal Kombat games on the PS1 Classic?
Because the PS1 only had Mortal Kombat 3, Mortal Kombat Trilogy, and Mortal Kombat 4. None of them are considered good. Yakuza 1 and 2 might be able to be put on there, maybe.
Maybe Bouncer.
Oh god, not the fucking Bouncer. I forgot all about that one. It's like an alternative universe where Zell and Laguna said, fuck it, we're not taking part in Final Fantasy VIII, and then they go and open a bar.
Really?
With Sora from... That's what it looks like, because the main character Volt looks like Zell got older, got rid of his tattoo, and got piercings in his face, including, you know, horns. Ko looks just like Laguna with his haircut slightly shorter and tattoos all over his body. And Scion looks just like Sora from Kingdom Hearts, but, you know, wearing too many belts. So just like regular Sora. Too many zippers and belts. Oh, God.
And Fabula Nova Crystallis and zippers and zippers.
I'm trying to think what else you could have on a PS2 classic. There's so many you could actually have on there. I mean, you could technically get the Soul Reaver games on there, like Soul Reaver 1, or Soul Reaver 2, Defiance, and maybe even Blood Omen 2.
Sonic Heroes.
You'd be better off waiting for a GameCube classic for that one, because the GameCube one is by far the better version. Killer 7.
Yeah.
Beautiful Joe, maybe.
Why
Yeah.
exactly is the GameCube version better than... They're not the same game?
What? Some
Sonic
games work. Some games work better on other consoles. Apparently, the GameCube managed to handle Sonic Heroes better than the PS2 did.
Right.
Also, the GameCube version of Mortal Kombat Deception was better than the PS2 version.
Okay, so how do I get up there?
Probably due to the fact that Shao Kahn and Goro were playable, but who's counting?
What about
When you say Bouncer, I imagine Max and Paddy.
Oh god. Yeah, the Bouncer was a PS2 launch title, and it's just, the characters look so much like certain Final Fantasy VIII characters, it's ridiculous.
Okay, alright. We've just got to get the last of the treasure.
Shao
What about
Kahn
this-
versus Shere Khan. Shao Kahn would win hands down because he'd slap that tiger with a hammer and go, "It's official, you suck."
What about that Spyro game with Elijah Wood as
Enter the
Spyro?
Dragon's one.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe you could do. Maybe you could get that one in. Let's see. But you'd have to have multiple genres in there as well. I mean, someone actually questioned when the PlayStation Classic came out and goes, "Why isn't SmackDown 2 on the list?" And I went, "Benoit."
Yeah.
So wrestling games from before 2007, yeah, you're definitely never going to get any of them.
Nah, WWE would never allow it.
Well, first of all, the WWF thing. Second of all, Benoit. I mean, you can probably get Ico and Shadow of the Colossus, even though they've been re-released enough times.
Yeah, I've never actually played all the way through Shadow of the Colossus. I'm
Oh,
gonna
and
get
maybe, just maybe, you could get the other Castlevania games that were only available on the PS2. Lament of Innocence and Curse of Darkness. Let's see. Yeah, on the PS2 Classic. Do you think anyone's got an old WWF game and was disappointed it had nothing to do with the wildlife preservation? Well, you say that, but in Japan recently, in DDT wrestling, they did have two pandas beating each other up. That's always fun. WWF. Look, I still have WWF Attitude, where with Owen Hart in it. Oh god, I remember when Owen Hart was still allowed in games that weren't Showdown Legends of Wrestling.
Why is he not? I mean, we've had Andre the Giant in games since his death.
Because Martha Hart is a bitch. Apparently, from what Brett has said, Martha is worse than ever. Because she was apparently very supportive of happy to have her family's support after Owen's death, but then the second WWE paid her money, she kicked away the entire family and decided they were all parasites. Then she recently tried to sue the rest of the Hart family for appearing in a newspaper and talking about Stampede Pro Wrestling because Owen Hart was there at one point.
Right.
Because she truly believes she owns the right to have Owen, she owns the right to say Owen's name.
Well, she doesn't.
And thinks his family have no right to remember him or, anything. She apparently won't even let her kids see any of their other relatives. Back in the 90s, it's possible to see a movie with Kevin Spacey, watch Chris Benoit wrestle and listen to Gary Glitter and watch Roll Paris. Yeah.
Oh god, I need a key.
Okay. Think of other PS2 games, but there were just so many of the things we could play. I love golf. Not being a horrible person is one of the most difficult things. Look, everyone is an asshole in their 20s. Anyone who isn't is probably a sociopath.
Yeah, that's
You're
true.
a sociopath. That is not an excuse. Do not turn into Chris Chan and say every excuse for everything is autism. I don't really know how to respond to that.
It really is nice to be able to do this without feeling guilty. Like, sorry to derail that, but now that, for the moment, my work is done, it really is nice to be able to sit back and stream with you guys and not feel like I should be doing something else.
Oh, I'm sure, I'm sure, Ollie. I mean, don't get me wrong, I understand why you were gone and everything, but yeah, it's good to have you back.
Yeah.
It's good to have the whole gang back.
Oh yeah, it's good to have the click back.
Is it acceptable
to cover a Gary Glitter song? So someone should take the music back. Back from the pedo. Oh my god, so that's not how this works.
Why don't you get on that, Seb? Like, let us know how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, you're a Tory. I mean, you're close to the paedophile community. all of them on Twitter and Tumblr.
No, sorry, no, they prefer to be called minor attracted persons now, Sam. I didn't actually know that until you told me earlier, like right before this stream.
Well,
I had no idea that was a thing.
The thing is, it was a Barkago account that actually showed it was sharing the information saying that since Tumblr had its paedophile problem, they've been migrating it over to Twitter to try and continue their devious behaviour, but they've made it so easy to identify themselves by calling themselves maths.
Anyway.
To which I say, I'm a train!
Anyway, Jack joins us. How you doing?
Taking it up, taking it back. Take it back!
I'm just...
Oh no, you'll love this, Ollie. Yeah, I know how you hate... You know how we have an issue with mobile games in general? Or at least the predatory
not really.
Okay, yeah.
Well, yeah.
I should reword that. We don't hate mobile games so much as the predatory practices they put into the damn things.
Yes.
Guess who's made a collaboration with Final Fantasy?
Who has made a collaboration with
Katie goddamn Perry to be a character in their games. Apparently this is a thing.
Okay. Why?
Look, I don't know. I could deal with the Nier Automata crossover, where you could have the Nier Automata characters, or characters from other games that are owned by Square Enix.
Yeah.
But Katy Perry doesn't really make any sense to me. I mean, hell, I even accepted that crappy Brave Frontier thing when they had a My Hero Academia account thing, and did get kind of angry when they made Suyu the weakest character in the game. Fuck them.
Well, isn't the first time a pop star has become involved with Final Fantasy?
Well,
yeah,
no.
But every time a pop star's been associated with Final Fantasy, it's all gone to shit.
We do not talk about Lance Bass.
Well,
not that. I meant the Final Fantasy 13 soundtrack.
Oh, that wasn't too bad. I mean, say what you will about the game, I still like that first trailer. That was still a good trailer.
I think the problem we had with Final Fantasy 13 in general is that the trailer looked amazing, it all looked great, and and even I admit I was a victim of trying to convince myself that it was good, just so I could justify it.
Well,
it's a little linear, it's still good, it's still good. It's a little drawn out, it's still good, it's still good.
What I was talking about was...
It's still good. It's still good. It's gone. I know.
But
sorry, Ian.
What I was talking about is when Ariana Grande got involved.
Wait, when did that happen and what?
It was for one of the Final Fantasy mobile games.
Oh,
Just
right.
sang a soundtrack for it.
Oh. Well, occasionally the Final Fantasy thing they do is called Brave Exodus.
Yeah.
And occasionally they have a crossover event. They've only just recently, a few months ago, put Sephiroth in the game. I mean, I've played the game, I've spent no money on the damn thing, but I've got characters from a load of the Final Fantasy games.
You would think Sephiroth would be a launch character.
Yeah, the thing is they've got their own characters, which causes problems, but, most of their characters are like own creations, but then you get other Final Fantasy characters in there every season. Usefulness. So,
we missed a comment by Seb saying, Katy Perry in Final Fantasy, what's next? Bill Nighy and Sonic the Hedgehog?
Who wants to tell him?
Him jacking. Okay. Sonic the Hedgehog jerked off on a bridge. There, I said it. All over a Trogna parade.
I am stood here in front of the press with my supportive family and my good friend Knuckles the Echidna to apologise for jacking off on that Echidna parade.
I love the fact that you're having him say echidnas and not refer to them as Trognas, and saying that he's speaking on their behalf because, as everyone knows, they can't read. and live in mud huts. I've been feeling a loss of my moral compass and further longing for the peace of death. How about you? I didn't know you had a moral compass, but okay.
Oh, come on, Sam, don't be a dick.
I will be whatever I want to be.
Although Bill Nighy and Sonic the Hedgehog would be a slight improvement.
How about you? Well, since we last spoke, I've been straddling the line between emotional breakthrough and breakdown, but I have, preliminarily at least, finished my master's course now, so hopefully I'll be granted the rank of master soon, and I can finally...
We say that you passed. You'll have passed your exam, your course, Ollie, but we do not grant you the title of master.
How can you do this? This is outrageous. It's unfair. How can you have passed a master's course and not be a master?
I'm sorry, Ollie, but you walked right into that one.
Yes, and I went right, and I went along with it.
Thank you.
Yeah, but
Was that a Star Wars reference?
Yeah.
It was. From one of the weird ones we don't talk about.
Oh, Vicky says hi. Hi, Vicky, how you doing? I'm just trying to get at the last of the treasure in this level, and I've no idea how to do it. Right, there's got to be some stepping stones somewhere or something.
Oh yeah, Ollie, I was in HMV, and I think they've done another League of Gentlemen live.
Really?
Yeah, I saw a new League of Gentlemen DVD, and it was a League of Gentlemen live one, but I think it was a new one. Nicole. Oh. Oh, you're trying to take a poop. Oh. Look, you're not supposed to scream until you're on the toilet and it's coming out.
Oh, that's just happening already.
Yeah, she tends to start making that sound whenever she needs the toilet, apparently.
She's also teething.
Imagine
Was
if we all
Grandmaster
did that before we go to the toilet.
Was that toilet coming direct to go?
No, that's at the baby.
Yeah, but I'm saying, what if we all did that? I mean, it'd be chaos. Suddenly
Very
it's like you're in
socially
the middle-
awkward.
Yeah, you're in the middle of a meter. It's like, well, the income for that is, what's the matter? I need the toilet. Then go.
That's dead.
You know,
What if they made a Dreamcast? Okay, if they made a Dreamcast classic, let's make it a bit easier.
Sonic
no
games.
Dreamcast Classic. You had your chance to buy one the first time.
What?
You had your chance.
When?
In 1998 when it first came out.
I have one.
Fair enough. Just buy games for that then.
I would, but I want to also point out, Ollie, that certain games for the Dreamcast are fucking expensive. Have you ever heard of Skies of Arcadia?
I have, yeah. Oh my god, I saw a mint condition copy in CEX the other day. 70 quid.
Do you see my predicament now, Ollie?
I do, yes.
Do you know that I have Skies of Arcadia on the Dreamcast?
I did not know that. Impressive.
Did you know I didn't pay 70 quid for it? I paid 50.
Jonathan.
I did, however, go into the other day and I saw a copy of Street Fighter Collection on the Sega Saturn. Yeah, how much did that cost?
How much?
275 quid.
Did Walkers stop making prawn cocktail crisps? I have no idea. Did they? Because if they did, that pisses me off. Because prawn cocktail crisps were good.
And check that out.
Speaking of Walker's Chris, has anyone tried the new festive flavours?
I haven't. No, are they good?
Which festive flavour?
Oh, they've done like a couple of like festive flavours for this season. They've done a Brussels sprout flavoured.
Oh god, yeah, I've seen them. The Brussels sprout flavoured crisps.
They're actually pretty nice.
But I hate sprouts. Well, you stop moaning, Edward. No one likes sprouts.
Why are we having them then?
Because it's Christmas.
Yeah. They also done pigs in blankets, turkey and
Santa's
stuffing.
old wrinkly knob flavour. I mean, can you?
Too far? By an order of magnitude, too far. Seb, yes.
Oh god, a disproportionate level too far. Oh, no, you know what would be good to have on a PS2 classic? Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks.
Oh,
Okay.
Aquaman's out, and it looks. The trailers make it look pretty good. So,
Oh, I saw this article on Facebook, and apparently someone's done like an entire thesis on. Get this, people. He claims that the DC movies are selling way better than the Marvel movies.
they're not though.
Exactly. That's why I
Like
responded with.
empirically, they're not.
That's why I responded to them with a J. Jonah Jameson laughing gif.
Yes. That's kind of the point of finding all the chests to get all the gems, all the really dragon purposes.
We have been here far longer than I would have liked. I do not like this
Ollie,
subworld.
we haven't seen you in a long time, so I just count it as it's just hanging out. Running around
Yep.
in circles.
Right.
And unlike meetings with most people I know, it hasn't ended in a racist joke. Just to break the tension and or create more.
Why wasn't Santa black from all the soot in the chimneys?
Because he's fucking Odin, that's why. If you know anything about Norse mythology, breaking into your house and eating your cookies is actually quite tame for Odin.
Imagine, he comes down the chimney and he's black soot and covered in his face, and he comes down and there's he's entered a black family's house.
I'm sorry,
Get
I missed
him.
that, Ian.
Well, imagine if Santa did get soot all over his face when he came down the chimney, but he's in the house of a black family.
I'm sure they'd be like, I called it. I don't know, I don't know.
I think they'd be mad at him for the blackface, Sam.
Oh, come
Is
on,
the-
it's Hollywog.
Sam!
Or worse yet.
What, they are a
worst yet.
thing?
I know, but you know what the censors are like with context.
Oh yeah, they don't like that. Yeah, oh yeah, nobody believes context is a thing anymore. So, you know. Everything is offensive and everything is horrible because reasons.
Imagine if he had soot in his face when he went down the chimney of a SJW's house.
PC principle.
What the hell do you think you're doing? Delivering presents?
You
You
know,
racist motherfucker!
I'm trying, okay? You don't shout.
Okay, so.
This one. Look, it's hard to concentrate on it at the moment.
Well, it's not a non-nude picture on Tumblr. It won't get censored.
Shockmaster. All I'm going to say when it comes to censored content on Tumblr is the Shockmaster. The Shockmaster is considered sexual to something.
Well, I guess someone finds him appealing.
To each their own. I'm not a judgmental person.
No, we shouldn't judge.
And when you put the finger in, that's when they call it the shocker. I've just ruined the Shockmaster and made him sexual because of course I have. Nicole! Come on, Nicole. Come on, be a pal. Come on, be a pal. Come on, be a pal. You're being uncooperative. We don't need you to be uncooperative. We need you to be a sausage. Come on, we need you to be a sausage salesman.
See, the Shockmaster is technically gender-bended Captain Phasma. Okay.
Oh god, the Shockmaster. To be honest, it's not as bad as N-Word Taker on the Indies. I can't believe that's a thing, and that they actually use him for public speaking at high schools while he's playing that character.
Oh yes, I saw that said. You've been live streaming Civilization.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that and his manager, Cracker Bearer.
I think he has a city in Civilization called Even Newer Orleans.
The only thing you gotta worry about in Civilization is Gandhi.
Oh yeah. In Civilization, you've got to be afraid of Gandhi.
Nuclear
Spyro.
Gandhi, to be more specific.
Yeah, nuclear Gandhi.
You know, just in
Near
case
the
it ever
Spider-Man
seems to-
PS4 and Darkseid. It's interesting.
Bring me
How
like
did I do?
concubines. How
Yeah,
many
you
do
did
you
pretty
want?
good.
Various.
Boom, bitch.
Oh god.
Come on. Right, how can I get at these... Yeah, this is pissing me off right now. How can I get at this trigger?
I'm as kerfuffled as you are.
Remember Rude Gandhi from the Michelin Web? And so you see, Mr. Gandhi, I'm afraid you'll have to give in to British colonisation. You can stick that up your ass, you shit.
I'll get
On
any
the
views,
nose.
but whatever. I don't get any views either. It's like, I don't do it for the views, it's the experience of doing it, really.
I did it for the lols.
Okay, I'm sure you'll get far. Just remember, beware of nuclear Gandhi.
Yes, beware of nuclear Gandhi.
You want him on your side.
Imagine if they make Theresa May a character in Civilization and her entire thing falls apart within seconds. Britain has fallen within 2 years. The rest of the world is now using laser technology, has cured all known diseases, and now their army consists of giant mechs. The UK, run by Theresa May, is still using clubs and chalk and throwing their shit at each other. Because she wouldn't put any any money into the spending on the country, but, you know, had enough to put in her offshore accounts. And now she's going to veto her own. Now, how about she tries to veto her own no confidence vote?
Well, we know that Donald Trump wouldn't last in Civilization.
No, we've seen that picture where he's wearing Roman Emperor having mighty Caesar. What do you demand of us? Let's farm those tumbler faggots.
He gets nuked by nuclear
Well, he's
Gandhi.
dressed up as Caesar. I think that's the thing that makes it funny to me. Is it's Donald Trump dressed up as Caesar. Let me tell you right now, we need to bomb everybody.
He's playing the Europe map, so no Gandhi. Well, you're safe.
Oh. Oh, what if Donald Trump appears on one of those shows and they bring out his parents, a bottle of Fanta and some cheesy Wotsits,
Wearing a Klansman hat.
wearing a Klansman hat, yes. God. Yeah, I don't think I think the KKK don't really exist so much anymore. I think
No, they do.
No, apparently they've fallen on hard times. Yeah, they've split into 4 different factions. I remember at one point Jason Rivera called them up and told them they should form their own thing, like the KKK Wolfpack. Just like the NWO, but the problem with doing that is they'd have to start hiring Latinos and Mexicans to join it, which would defeat their purpose. Would it be a bad pun to say the KKK is old hats? I'd say that the bed sheets haven't been cleaned in centuries, but yeah. And I think it's weird that a bunch of people are talking about supremacy of one colour when they have various colours, you know, for their different ranks. And I still think Mitchell and Webb did it great when it shows how they're formed, and they went, so that's what we've got for uniforms then. Giant little girls or ghost costumes. I'll take a few dozen ghost costumes.
Oh, Reginald, you're gonna make those bigots look like twats.
We're not doing the accents. Oh yes, we're the Ku Klux Klan, associated with the Bingley Bongley Poos.
There's those...
Remember the KKK in South Park?
I do remember the KKK in South Park and can't stop laughing at just how ridiculous. I just think the funniest part of it is the fact that Mr. Garrison's there and they have a go at him for being a Klan member, and then he lifts up his hand and Mr. Hat's a member. That's the thing that made me laugh the most in the entire episode.
Cold shower, cold shower.
That was
When
hot
Shek
shower.
threatens to commit- Or what about when Shek makes that whole speech about the monk that set himself on fire in the 70s to protest? He goes, "Your lack of humanity has shown me that I must do the same thing." And he holds up a lighter and gas, and then he just finds a random monk and then throws gasoline on him and sets him ablaze. So Chef murdered someone else to protest.
Huh. Come on, damn it.
Let's say something silly under our robes.
And the cake raffle, don't forget the cake raffle.
Right.
I won the cake.
Good job. That's Man Bear Pig. Though I love that South Park is now apologising to Al Gore for the whole Man Bear Pig thing.
Yeah.
Why?
Because Man Bear Pig was meant to be a metaphor for global warming at a time when nobody believed it was a thing. And Al Gore was very, 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 very adamant that we take him serial. Now they're being forced to admit that global warming is real, so now they're apologising to Al Gore, and in the latest episode of South Park, Man Bear Pig is back and actually tearing up the town, because it turns out Stan's grandpa is a cunt.
Billy, you don't understand. Your dad wasn't meant to exist. He was meant to be a dry, crusty stain on your gram's bed sheets.
How is this supposed to make me feel better, Grandpa? Man Bear Pig. What is that? Oh, New Japan reportedly won't allow their talents to work for Impact. Okay. I still love the thing that Tetsuya Naito stuck WWE with a bill.
Yeah.
That's got to be one of the best ways of saying I don't want to work for you ever. Tetsuya Naito. If I was thinking Civilization, would you watch? Well, sure, I'll watch. Every orgy needs a witness. And wet
Don't let
witness. Just, again, don't piss off Gandhi. Or Montezuma. Never trust Montezuma.
He's a douchebag.
Hmm.
See, even Nicole says you can't trust Montezuma. Never trust anyone with a big hat. If you want help getting up. Okay, sorry, Liz's back's gone, so she needs help, so I'll be right back.
Okay. Oh. Alright, that's some of the treasure. Ah, there's the key. Okay, I think I might have it. Finally. Alright. Yeah, sorry it's taken so long for... Should do, if it doesn't you'll know my screams are as loud as you say.
Oh, we got this.
And glide. Oh, shit. Right, well, I know what I'm doing now. Oh, wait, no. It was just around here, wasn't it? The whirlwind. Are you all subscribed to my channel, by the way? He does humorous misheard lyrics videos.
Yeah, I subscribed.
Wait, no, this is the wrong side of the thing. I think I'm almost done. %, level complete.
Yay.
Trophy earned, gems in the rough. Hold on, let's... Right.
She's just hurt, her back's just hurting, so it's hurting her to walk. She said, but what we, well, I said, we could always break your back. And she went, thanks. I went, yeah, but you could get a wheelchair and one of those mobility scooters and you could have no spatial awareness and run over children and cripple them all. And then they'd be like, what have you done to our children? Oh, they're crippled. Why would you do that? Why? And I'd go, and then she'd say, well, now I've given you an excuse to have a bigger house.
If you hear, oh, you butcher, stop it. I don't even have a special tooth problem. This is just a routine checkup in the distance.
Oh, God. And then she'd be like, oh no, Liz, you've made an entire generation of crippled children. You finally contributed something to society. Not exactly what you wanted, but you've done something. Then she's laughing and then going, ha ha ha, my back hurts.
Right, I think we are finally done with this damn hub world.
Hop, 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 hop.
Balloon guy.
I think what needs to happen in the future is Ian needs to become major misunderstandings.
Speaking of which, I went out and bought the new Viz.
Was it just to get that new? Was it just to see that thing where that woman hurts her ankle and needs to be put in the wheelchair, and suddenly you think it's the store giving into PC culture and having a female Santa? Well, I'll just make her a homosexual dwarf while you're at it.
Well, plus it's also got Fruity Bottom.
Oh god, yeah, the fruity bun. You cheeky gingerbread bint. Go, fruit, but you were the biggest we ever had. I think one of the first few times I showed Ollie any of it, they unfortunately had George Bastille in it. Or George B. Steele. He's just a guy who constantly wants to have sex with animals and it always ends badly for him.
Yeah. Oh. It's also my first glimpse at Father Palmer.
Oh god, Farmer Palmer. It's up my land. Yeah, he has a habit of shooting other dogs on his land, going, I was concerned about them worrying my sheep. Now get off my land. I think they did one where they had like one of those Glastonbury Festival kind of things where they're just in the muddy field. And as he's presenting it, they bring in Snoop Dogg, and because he's got dog in his name, he just shoots him. I was worried about him worrying my sheep. Now get off my lawn. Speaking of, did you hear Soldier Boy is trying to make his own console?
Oh god.
But apparently it's not even a real console, it's one of those.
Have you seen the last Hellsing Ultimate Abridged? I have, and it was glorious.
Ah, Walter-san, you split me in two. Now do it 3 million more times.
What is this? The land of the twats?
Yeah, the land of the twats, otherwise known as Nini.
Yeah.
This is what Nuneaton looks like.
There's slightly less inbreds.
Oh.
The Wii U. No, here's the thing. His picture is an Xbox One without the logo on, and it claims to have all these games on from Nintendo and everything else on, but it's clearly a counterfeit one. So basically, Soldier Boy is selling counterfeit consoles. Look it up if you want. Go on Google and look up Soldier Boy making his own console. Oh, Palmer. I mean, I know I introduced you to Victorian Dad at last time.
Oh yes, Victorian Dad's great.
Oh, that's the kind of person the Tories want in the world to be. Just keep that in mind when he takes over the school system and canes all the kids. Or when his son doesn't know the difference between certain plants and he rubs stinging nettles in his face. Learn from the pain. Oh, when he learns about all the different drinks.
Also, I saw Big Vern as well.
Oh god, Big Vern, that's one of Ollie's favourites. Look at how he's got a pick when all it'll take is one word to trigger him. And then he shoots everything, because if it's anything that can be associated with the law in some way, he thinks... There was one where he was calm and it did end up being something to do with the law. Well, a bunch of gangsters actually did kill him.
Oh.
When he goes to the doctors and they're like, "You gonna stitch me up all right, Doc?" Oh yeah, we'll stitch you up. Stitch you up like a fucking kipper. Then they just shoot him. So yeah, he's always shooting his friend and then himself. Like when the radio comes on and then something by Sting and the police comes on and goes, oh look, it's the police. The police! Get down! Get down! He's got it! Get down at the Ernie! oh, I've got one here. I've got one here, Big Burn. Here you go, Mr. Robinson. One flat pack shed. Sign here, please. Need an hand, Ernie. Alright, Vern. You're here. Thanks for agreeing to help with this. Have you brought any tools with you? Don't you worry, Ernie. I'm tooled up alright. I'm packing some serious iron here, Ernie, just in case the rozzers turn up and things get a bit previous. Well, I suppose we better get started. Here's your plan. A plan I like it, Ernie. You're using this straight to the top of the proverbial. So what's the MO, Ernie? A couple of sticks of jelly and then get the toys, eh? No, it's a shed for my new lawnmower. Inside job, eh? Let's see, Vern. Ah yes, this bit goes here like panel A and this must be strut B. I'll just hold this vertical while you quickly nail a strut into the Vern. Where you gone? Over here, Ernie. What are you doing? I'm casing the joint, Ernie. I'm not spinning this dram until I know the full SP. Look, Vern, I need you to knock a few nails in while I hold the panels up, okay? Alright, Ernie, it's your blood. You call the shots, but I don't like it, sunshine. I don't like it one bleeding bit. He smacks his thumb with a hammer. Ernie, I'm down! I'm going down, I'm hit! Looks a bit sore, Vern. I'll get you the first aid box. Too late for that, Ernie. I'm losing a lot of chloride. You look fine. You look to me like... Would you like me to run down to the casualty for a tetanus jab? No hospitals, you hear me? They ask too many questions. Sticking this where they don't belong, eh? Well, what do you want me to do, Vern? Get Doc Savage round here. He knows what's up. He's one of us. Doc Savage. Yeah, you know the geezer who used to be the big cheese sawbones. He got stuck up for the prescribing too many happy pills out of hours. Lives in the dozzer down the elephant in the castle. He needs a drink, but he's alright, sunshine. Picks Jimmy the Greek up a treat when he's stopped. A tumfill on the stomach.
Maybe on your own you take a course of
I don't know. Well, my next door neighbour is a doctor. I'll give him a ring and see if he'll come round and give you a thumb or a once over. Just do it, Ernie. Hello, doctor? Sorry to bother you at home, but I wonder if you could pop over. My friend's had an accident in the garden. Oh, that's very kind of you. He's on his way. Best get him a bottle of breakfast, Ernie. Stop the old soaps jazz bands. Speaking 40 ounces. Here he is. I think explains coming round. Right, doctor, new face. Get that in Brazil, did ya? Well, what seems to be the problem? Nah, questions. Just patch me up, doc, alright? He banged his thumb with a hammer. And does this hurt? I only told you I got nothing out of me and I'm keeping sharp. You just bruised it a bit is all. You don't have to be idle, hide anything from me, doc. I know what this is. I'm banged up pretty bad, aren't I? Oh, don't worry about your friend. His thumb will be alright as rain in a day or two. Thanks.
So just guess which character has a cameo in the stage play I'm writing. Jack guesses C3PO.
You don't have to pretend, Ernie. I'm going for the big ride. Then he's like telling him to look after his son. Then there's someone come over and says, I've got a lawnmower here for Mr. E. Robinson. Look out, Ernie. It's the Sweeney. Well, I'm not doing no bird for no one, you hear me? No, Vern. You're not planning this, pinning this one on me, you bastard. Pulls out his gun and it's got no ammo, so he just grabs a hammer and twats his own brains out.
Oh, I've got one here.
Gilbert Ratchet, have you seen any of that stuff yet?
Yeah.
The Bacons.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright.
Jacques. He's the
Thanks for
level
having me
boss.
round for Christmas, Ernie. Especially what I usually do. You know, shoot me brains out and such. Don't mention it, Vern. Now, who'd like to pull a cracker with me? I will, dear. Snap, you win. Woohoo! Now, read your joke. Okay. Knock knock. Who's there? Police! Police who? It's the fucking pigs, Ernie! The bastards have got the gaff surrounded! No, Vern, it's just a... They'll never take me alive!
Guys!
Blows his brains out. Please
Yeah.
open the door and let me in. It's very cold out here.
Oh, and Seb has said Jeffrey, of course.
Oh, sweet. Wait, Jeffrey?
Yeah, Jeffrey's in everything, Seb writes.
Oh, yeah.
Like, regardless of genre, time period, or anything else.
At least I know if Seb ever gets into writing shows, I'll have a job. Okay, here's a Viz character who rarely
Guys,
turns up.
idea.
Go on.
I can skip this hub world altogether and head straight to the last one. Shall we shoot to finish the game tonight? And I'll 100% it later.
Yeah, let's do that. You can do the 100%ing in like the off-screen or even like in a separate screen.
I don't even know what the requirements were for me to go to Nasty's world. But I've met them.
Okay, Jack Black. Not that one. There's a character called Jack Black who basically gets people who haven't really done anything bad arrested for crimes that aren't really that bad.
Have you read the Born to Be Mild stage play script yet?
No.
Yes.
I showed the video. I showed the video to a couple of people who were, well, I answered a few questions here and there about it, and I did that one stream to give my opinion, which I'm glad I didn't step on anyone's feet when I gave my opinions. And thank you, Ollie, for referring to it pretty much as, well, the Venture Brothers, or Ian's version of the Venture Brothers.
Is it Jeffrey from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? No, it's not Jeffrey Butler. Different Jeffrey.
Don't worry, Master William. I shall wrestle with a goat.
I wonder what I've got to do to get that to open.
Jack Black in the case of the crooked counsellor. It's lovely to have you for the holidays again, Jack, and I've made your favourite tea. Ooh, boiled beef and carrots with lavishings of gravy. Fantastic car. Oh yes it is, isn't it? I got it last week. Don't mean to be rude, Aunt Meg, but how can you afford to buy a car like this on a widow's pension? Oh, I didn't buy it, heavens no. Mr. Richenbanker gave it to me. Mr. Richenbanker. Yes, he's the boss of Toxicorp Industries. They want to build a nuclear processing plant and radioactive waste dump on the playing field of the village primary school. I don't understand what's that got to do with the car. Don't forget I'm on the parish council. Mr. Richenbanker promised all the councillors of the new Bentley and £25,000 cash bank holder if we granted his company planning permission.
Made him laugh as it truly are a fairly fly individual.
It's not so simple, Jeff. I'm afraid we may have to return the cars and the money. Why? Planning permission has to be passed by a unanimous vote from the council, and one of us, Mr. Ashcroft, is blocking the application. He thinks the nuclear fuel processors shouldn't be built next to schools. But these are the best cars money can buy. I know, but he's refusing to budge. Can't you throw him off the council? I'm afraid you can't, you see. He hasn't actually done anything wrong. Well, can't you have him killed like a gangster? I'm off to the council meeting to vote on the Toxicorp scheme.
Thanks, Seb.
I made him laugh when I said 3 hours for home playing. I suppose I'll take this 25 grand with me. It's a lovely car, Silver. I don't think we should have to give it up easily. There's work to be done. In no time, Jack and Silver reach the village hall. I think what we're looking for is in the car park. That must be Richenbanker's car, and those must be the council's cars, which means that the tatty old Lefty-mobile must belong to Mr. Ashcroft. Oh well, a satchel. I think we need a closer look. He smashes the window and steals it. Well, if we can't persuade you, Mr. Ashcroft, I'm afraid we'll have to take the vote. Yes, I suppose we've had. I'd better take all the cash and the car keys. King Toxicorp, permission to build a nuclear reprocessing plant on the primary school playing field, say aye. Aye, 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 aye. All to say no. Stop the meeting. Mr. Ashcroft is not allowed to vote on the matter. Not allowed to vote? What do you mean? In the satchel in the back of his car. The satchel just sparked my curiosity, and in the glove box I found a school report from the school. And the name is Becky Ashcroft. Good God, he has a daughter at the primary school of which Toxicorp wants to filter nuclear reprocessor. He has a vested interest in this matter and has not registered it with the council. The penalty for which is expulsion. It's worse than that, I'm afraid a criminal offence has been taken. Shortly after, come on then, you lefty bastard. They put him in a police car. Well, that's Mr. Ashcraft gone to prison. What will happen to his daughter? Oh, don't you worry about her. She'll either be taken into care or live on the streets or something. Yeah, this is generally how Jack Black things go, is that people do things that aren't really that bad. Like at one point, he has a guy who owns a museum tarred and feathered purely because it's not within Christian doctrine. And he does things about evolution. And he gets him arrested based purely on the fact that he's causing a crowd to appear.
Oh, I've got the mail online here.
Go on.
There's post. Ah! Look at this damned card! What am I looking at? Jesus, Mary and Joseph, they're all off-white! They probably did have darker skin if they existed. Oh, very liberal elitist of you to say so. An Oxfam card, obviously. Been quite a few Oxfam through this time. Probably all the wars. What? The cards, lots of them other charities. That lot aren't charities. They're leftist think tanks. How dare people use Christ's birth to spew a propaganda offensive onto my doormat? Soon. What are you doing? A festive purge barrel. And he's like removing like different cards. Have we sent out our cards yet? I was just about to make them out. Stop! Hang fire! Come noon, I'll have a blacklist. Oh, and this, by the way, is what I call a charity card from dear Uncle Bernard. His card buys holidays for SAS officers. We should really pop around and visit Bernard in the unit. Noon. Alright, here are the individuals I've called weaponizing charity. I will dictate. Arnold and Ivy. Oh, we must send Arnold and Ivy a card. They've sent one for 30 years. We've met them on a municipal caravan site near Minehead Beryl. They are blood. And they'd agitprop greetings bankroll the Fair Trade Brigade. What on earth is wrong with the Fair Trade Brigade? Shaming taxpayers into spurning the spoils of the Empire? At Christmas, it's perverse. Next, I'm afraid your sister is blackmailed by this pagan affront. It's a Yule log. If you think I'm not sending my own sister, you, Beryl, may send a card to whoever you wish. That is between you and your C of E conscience. Regardless, everyone on this list will be sent a letter explaining exactly why they will receive no joint card. I am having nothing to do with this. Good, I shall write our cards myself. Then next Christmas, lovely card from Uncle Bernard if you've seen, in Age of Fox Hunter's Widows, yes. There's only one card hanging up.
Fruity bun.
Oh, I've got fruity bun here.
Oh god.
Are you sure you can't come with us to the hospital, dear?
No, I can't, I'm afraid. Not with this headache.
The children's having an operation to correct her squint. You should be there for her.
I know. Don't you think I want to? It's not easy to get inside and I can't be there for my own daughter's operation.
I just thought,
Oh my god, my head, you're making any worse. Oh, the pain. Actually, I need to stay here all day.
I'm sorry, dear, I didn't mean to upset you. Can you give me the phone, please?
What? The van? No. You can't have it. I need a... it's broken. It hasn't got MOT yet. It's run out of petrol. Anyway, I've lost the keys. Now hurry up, or you'll miss your bus.
Alright, I'll ring you and let you know if I'm to come through surgery.
I'll be resting. Don't wake me up. Ah, my head. Well, what do you know? fruities meringue just got bitter. No, you sly old masturbating. It's all right, my dear. You have to come out. Mummy, Daddy. No, Chelsea, I told you. Daddy can't come, he's poorly. No, look, Daddy. But, no, it can't be. It is Fruitlets Van, but where's he off to? And who's that with him? I says oysters, please, and a bottle of Chardonnay.
Rescue Tom. I'm sure I saved him already.
Well, my dear, here's to a memorable. Shit, it's the missus. Now, dear, I can explain. It's not what it looks like.
Yes, what are you doing here? Who was that?
A woman. It's you whose eyes are spazzy, not Chelsea's. If you must know, I'm having lunch with Mr. Travis, the biggest blackjack buyer in the north. I was on the cusp of securing a tipping contract worth £100 a year.
I'm sorry, Peter, I just thought for a minute you were...
Well, it wasn't. Now, if you were any kind of mother, you'd get her to hospital. Look, there's your bus now. You'd better hurry up or you'll be late. Go on, I can feel my migraine coming on.
Don't worry, Chelsea, I will soon be at the hospital.
I'm your daddy.
No, Chelsea, Daddy can't come today. He's having an important meeting about blackjacks.
No, look, Daddy. What's that?
Come on, Chelsea, we're getting off. Where's Chris? What are you doing here? Why have you brought a box of condoms?
Well, they're for decorating the tippings, you see. My icing bag is ripped, so I've got to cut the treats off a dinky and use that instead.
Why are they ribbed?
It makes them easier to hold. If I dropped a cream-filled Johnny into a batch of cake mix, that'd be bad for business. Is that what you want? No. Now isn't the time. You've got to get off to operations. They're spending all this badgering you with all these inane questions. Well, Mrs. Bob, the operation went as well as to be expected. We'll just have to check Chelsea's visual responses. Well then, Chelsea, what do you see out the window? Daddy!
No, Daddy, Daddy's at the bakery.
No, Mummy, look, Daddy! And it's got him giving you a blowjob from a gingerbread doll.
Fuck, shit, fuck, shit, shit, fuck, shit, fuck. Rupert, I know you're in there. Open this door.
Hello, dear, it's a nice surprise. I was having a nap.
In a hotel?
Yes. Well, you see, I couldn't sleep at home because, well, I was worried about Joe's operation. What's the matter? Don't you trust me?
Hello, Acme Detective Agency. Yes, I think my husband is seeing another woman. What's that? I'll put a man on the job straight away. £50 plus expenses. Excellent.
It's just a gingerbread man following him. Roger Melly, the man on the telly.
I've got one here.
Nexus.
I've got one here. It's the Christmas one.
Oh, go on.
I'm sure Daddy will be home soon, Chelsea. I know you're excited to see him open his present. He did say he'd make a special effort this Christmas, especially after the last year when he did all his shopping at the 24-hour garage. I can only imagine that his work party went on a little later than he expected, so he decided to sleep at the bakery. Daddy has been extremely busy lately, you know. That's why he's had to take on this new shop girl, Stacy. But you're his pride and joy, Chelsea, and he promised me on your life that he'd be home today to join in all the festivities. Daddy!
What's that you say, Stacy? Isn't this lovely? Just you and me spending Christmas together at the bakery without my flabby old wife and that child of hers to spoil our fun? Yes, yes it is. Why don't you have another big glass of eggnog? It's time to exchange our secret Santa presents. I'll just go and fetch them from the stock room. That gingerbread temptress has been giving Fruity the come on ever since he started here. What's more, I fixed it so I drew her in the secret Santa, and I got her the sauciest present I could find at the adult shop. This'll get her donut all frothed up, ready for a proper Yuletide 69er across the preparation table whilst the Queen's speech is on. Here you go, Stacy. This one appears to be for you. Merry Christmas. What's that you say? Would I open it for you? Why, of course. Let's see what it is. Oh, goodness gracious me. It's a pair of edible knickers. How deliciously naughty. What's that you say, Stacy? You love them and want to try them on right now? Ooh. Oh, you filthy biscuit slut. What's that? Well, now you come to mention it. Yes, I am feeling quite peckish here. But first, I'll open my presents. I wonder who got me this. Now, what'll it be? Chocolate body paint, perhaps? Hey? A bloody penis enlarger? Is this supposed to be some sort of joke? You cheeky gingerbread bitch. I'll let you know I'm the last man on earth who needs one of these things. They used to call me the cart horse in the catering college showers. The cart horse! Stop laughing! Stop laughing, I say! Get out, you prick tease and short crust whore! That's your second sentence, that's official!
Are you laughing at short crust whore?
That's right. I'm going to spend the festive season the way it should be, in the bosom of the family that I love.
For the last time, Hubert, I never had any complaints about your length or your girth. You were the biggest I've had, alright?
I'm sorry, Ollie, were you laughing at the short crust whore?
Yeah. Only on these streams can you hear Ian and his delightful renditions of Viz Comics.
Yeah, especially when it comes to... I think that's the thing that got him into it. I mean, I showed Ollie Big Vern and, well, Ian seen through T-Bun, the Master Baker, and his gingerbread sex doll. And Seb, I can't open it through my phone because my phone is a piece of crap, but I did receive the file, so I'll try and open it when I've got the laptop.
Yeah, I like Spawn to be mild. Yeah, it's great.
You saw the footage I edited together, I take it.
I'm glad you kept that one deleted scene where Michael pulls on my beard.
Yeah.
It's just his eyes. You can just watch his eyes just looking at my beard.
Yeah, he's thinking about it.
He's thinking about it. He just grabs it.
Ooh. To make things more interesting, let's do some major misunderstanding.
Oh God, yes, major misunderstanding.
Hey, me friggin' heel snapped. Ow, me foot. Brenda, you okay?
I've got the scalps.
I think the ankle might be fractured. You better get her to
I like the
A&E
mischief on Michael's face. Yeah, Mike's got a very expressive face.
Yes. How am I gonna get to the hospital?
We keep a wheelchair in the back of the shop. You can borrow that. That'd be ideal.
Steady does it, Brenda.
There you go.
Oh.
And you'll remember to bring the chair back to the shop, won't you? Yes, of course.
Yes, of course. Thanks again.
Now I've seen it all. Absolutely pathetic.
Well done, Perkins Department Store. How very politically correct and inclusive of you. But you haven't quite ticked all the boxes, have you? Your Santa is only female and disabled. Why not go all the way and make him a black, Jewish, transgender, homosexual dwarf? If this exercise in virtue signaling is opposed to drawn-up custom, then it has backfired. I, for one, will not be shopping at your store again. Santa Claus is a man. End of. The clue is in the name. Father Christmas. For God's sake, get a grip on reality.
Oh yeah, you've got the same comic as I have, so my guess is you'll have seen Spoilt Bastard.
Yes.
I've got one here from the last Christmas special. Has Santa bought you? What has Santa bought you, my prophet? A nice Satsuma and a colouring book and some pencils. They're just what I always wanted. This is the best Christmas ever. Thank you, Mom. Oh, I love you so much, Mom. Mom! Jesus, Mother, wake up! What is it, Timmy? It's 3 in the morning, but I'm too excited to sleep. Well, it's 2 days until Christmas, Timmy. Yes, and I've decided what I want for my main present. Well, Santa got your Christmas list back in January, as well as the weekly updates. But their gifts from Santa. I'm talking about the present I want from you. Oh, right, what is it? Well, I'm not going to tell you, because it's supposed to be a surprise. Well, I'll get you a surprise, my... No, I want you to surprise me with this thing, but I can't say it in words, otherwise it won't be a surprise. Yes, but Jesus, you have to spoil the magic of Christmas, don't you, woman? Were you ever a child? Yes, but how will I know what you want? Well, just keep your eyes and ears open, woman. Look for all the signs that I leave and listen to little hints I drop. Anyway, I want some breakfast, and inside his house, inside the living room, he's drawn all over the walls with paint saying PS3. I want a PS3, you farty old witch. I hate you and I want a PS3. 10 minutes later, here's your sugar puffs in syrup. Now about your Christmas surprise. I read in the paper you can't get certain surprises in Britain yet.
Right, nasty note.
Yes,
I think this is the final boss level.
Awesome. I've read in the paper. Yes, certain surprises are only available in Japan. Well, you'd better move on and get it then, hadn't you, woman? Because the consequences of certain surprises not being under a certain tree on Christmas Day don't bear thinking about, do they? So she travels to Japan to get a PS3, comes back and she's completely worn out. On Christmas morning. Oh, I wonder what this is from you. Wow, it's a PS3. A black one. I wanted silver. And she has to fly back to Japan.
Oh, I found a one-shot comic here that's really good. Salvation Army.
Oh.
Basically, there's two old people on the snow. Hear the Salvation Army band down the riverside bound. Your coins, give them to me now. Also, I also need your clothes, your boots, and your motorcycle. I don't have a motorcycle. You are one ugly motherfucker. Get to the chapel! Everyone's running inside to the chapel. Hasta la vista, baby. Come with me if you want to live. I'm not into politics. I'm into survival. Eh? The Running Man, 1987. I don't think I've seen that one. Fuck you, asshole.
So Arnold Schwarzenegger working for the Salvation Army.
Yeah.
The Chilling Adventures of Craig David. Look at them, Tupac Shakira, Eva Cassidy, Elvis, and outselling me even though they're dead. Obviously being alive that's holding back my career. Oh god. You remember how Craig David basically blamed Bo Selector for his entire career being non-existent? Not the fact that the entire genre of music just died.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is just him, not responding to his whole dead thing. His whole thing being dead. I'll just take my own death, and the insurance wave of... The entire wave of sympathy will send me to the top of the chart. Then I can release a lot of new material. I'll just have to cover myself in tomato ketchup, and when my maid finds me, she'll call the press. And so we bid farewell to a talented artist whose 2005 album, The Story Goes. I really ought to pick up now when I think about it. Well, hey, brilliant. My scheme's working perfectly. Now to sit back and let the... Hang on, it's getting a bit warm in here. Oh, Jesus, I didn't think I thought this quite through. Is it the crematorium? Let me out! Ah, sorry, I seem to have been stunned, not killed. Craig David getting stunned and slightly singed is not newsworthy. No. Better plan. I'm going to dress this dummy up in my clothes and draw on a stupid beard on in felt tip. Weekend puts it in a car and pushes it off a cliff. Now I'll put on this false beard and overcoat. Look what's happened. Oh my god, someone's killed themselves. What a fantastic story it will be if this driver was a famous pop star. Well, the body's pretty mangled, but it's definitely Finley Quay. No, it's Craig David. Look, he's got a stupid beard and everything. Excuse me, we're experts, and this is definitely Finley Quay. This tragedy should be seen as a massive resurgence in Quay's record sales. Christ, are you all blind? How the hell could you possibly mistake me for Finley Quay? Crap. Then Elton John turns up. Cheer up, Craig, I've got a foolproof plan for you. Look, everyone, Craig David is dead. He's taking an overdose and he's dead. That's Craig David, alright. He's proper dead this time. What did I tell you? This joke shot sick in this empty paracetamol bottle fooled him. Now I'll just fly you off on my private jets to a desert island while the records fly off the shelves. So, Craig David all over your boy. What a lovely selfless fella Elton John is. Oh look, the new NME. Let's see how successful my music's become. Elton John's tribute to single to dead pal Craig David reaches #1. Bastard! He's jumping on the paper while also on the island are Marilyn Monroe, Gianni Versace and Princess Diana. It's the Diana bit that's the funniest. So he just fakes people's deaths, sends them off, and then makes money off them. Grassy Nollington, the conspiracy theorist. What?
Just the name Grassy Nollington. It's funny.
Yeah, the first time I saw him in a comic, he starts thinking his dad tripping over something on the stairs was a conspiracy by fast food corporations and a bunch of other things, who are basically lizard people, and then when he finally thinks the entire conspiracy theory thing is actually silly, it then pans to the League of Evil, which is actually everything he said existed. And they're going, Grassy Nollington's father still lives. Perhaps next time we can trip him down the stairs with some Lego or some Connects. Hey look, Grassy, it's an ice cream van pulled up. Do you fancy a 99? 99? 9 times 11 is 99. Don't you even sleep? Don't you see 9/11? The attack queued up by George Bush and his pal Bin Laden to spark a revolution in the Middle East. 9. Revolution. Sound familiar? No. You bet revolution #9 from the Beatles' White Album lasts 8 minutes and 15 seconds exactly. That's 495 seconds or 99 times 5. 99 like the ice cream and the 5 number of victims in the so-called Whitechapel Killer. Who? Jack the Ripper. The nickname of royal murderer and Archduke Freemason Albert Victor Duke of Clarence, whose first victim was discovered in 1888. August 31st. Fast forward to August 31st, 1997. Lady Diana is killed when her Mercedes is driven by double agent Henry Paul, hits Pillar 13 in the Queen down a tunnel in Paris. Henry Paul sounds familiar. Get this. Paul Henry plays a character called Benny in 70s soap opera Crossroads. Benny looks like a Miss Dane. Miss Diane, Lady Diana, get it? Not only this, but it's surprise, Paul McCartney records the theme tune to Crossroads in his 1977 album, Venus and Mars. Paul McCartney? It just goes on with him trying to create conspiracy theories. Danny, yes, let's see. Fruity Bun and his gingerbread sex dolls again.
Oh, Fruitfoot, you're back just in time.
Time for what?
Little Chelsea's having a fitting at the orthopaedic cobblers for a new built-up shoe. He said he'd come along and take us out for tea.
Oh yeah, that. Well, I'm afraid I can't come. Something's turned up to come up.
What?
Well, VAT returns. I've got my VAT returns to do. Right? I've got to do them now.
But, Boo, you did promise.
Look, if I don't get these forms completed, I'll go to prison, and then you and Chelsea will end up in the workhouse. Is that what you want? Because that's what'll happen. Yeah, what a pair of saps. I've got the kitchen to myself, thanks to that period breeze. The AT returns indeed. Something's coming up all right. Mark Chalk. In anticipation for a rampant afternoon sex sesh with a luscious gingerbread bird I'm about to cook for myself. And when I say sluttish, I mean sluttish. I'm using unrefined flour. Ah, she's ready. Of course, she's a smashing bit of rough. She's common as muck, this one. She looks like she'd go with anyone. I'll do her between the meringue gutters until I'm almost there, then pinch myself off I know it's that filthy slack donuts. Oh yeah. Take that, you filthy biscuit. Take all 4 inches of it. Yeah. A fortnight later. Mr. Bunn? I'm afraid you caught an STD, Mr. Bunn. It's an infestation of baker's crabs. Baker's crabs? Yes, pubic lice closely related to the flower mite. But don't worry, I'll give you a prescription that'll clear them up. If you give one of these cards to each of your sexual partners you've had in the last fortnight, so they can make an appointment.
Oh my God, Rupert, you got VD? Keep away from me, you filthy beast! You disgust me, Rupert. My mother was right. You're an animal.
I don't know what you're talking about. As a matter of fact, the doctor told me I'll probably call it off the toilet seat. The baker's cash and carry when I collect marzipan.
Really? Is that possible?
Absolutely.
You mean you've not been with someone else?
Of course not. I've never been with anyone but you.
Promise?
On Chelsea's life.
Oh, Rupert, how can you forgive me? I'm sorry I doubted you.
Then she's in the doctors with a bunch of gingerbread women. Oh God, the Gollywog stair lift.
Oh dear.
Oh God, with a massive yellow sticker saying "Not racist." With his jazz hands waving cheerfully as the cake walks up your staircase, is the product of an all innocent age of good old-fashioned gay fun. Now at last his jolly face is back to delight and amuse you at the twilight years, and he helps carry you up the stairs. And not at all, he also plays a melody of back-time standards and leaves up a trail of jam up your banister. So if you have a drawer full of unredeemed jam jar tokens, send us 4,000 or so and we'll send a man around to check if your house is suitable. Be quick,
Right.
this offer should have ended in 1977. Oh God, the Collywog stair lift. Elton John. They also do a thing with Elton John where he's basically Del Boy.
Oh,
Major misunderstandings. Roll up, one and all come see Billy Button's Circus tonight only. There's thrills, spills and fun for whole
my
family.
controller keys. Gonna have to plug
Gasp
it
with
in.
wonder at the acrobats, the flying trapeze, roar with laughter at the antics of the clowns. It just so happens we have a thing called freedom of speech in this country. If you do have a problem with that, why can't you go and live in Iran? I don't see what you... didn't see you lot demonstrating against the July 7th bombings. You weren't going to behead anyone for that, were you? No, but when your precious religion gets slaughtered, all of a sudden you're outraged. Well, I'm a member of the British Church of England. If someone offends my beliefs, I don't rush out to the streets screaming and waving placards and setting fire to emissaries.
Well, that was the remake of the
reckon-
first Spyro game, guys.
Wow. And there we go. But will we move on to the second one? That is
yeah.
the question.
We will.
That's how things are done in this country. We act in a civilized manner. If you can't abide by the rules, I suggest you go live somewhere else.
Well, that made you misunderstand.
Character modeler is David
Yeah.
Bunn. First character modeler is called David Bunn. His last name is Bunn.
Oh God. Do you think he's related to Froome?
I don't know. Possibly.
Introducing the new face tonic to look more Welsh. Woolen Tits, Raffles the Gentleman Thug. Oh god, you'd love Raffles the Gentleman
So,
Thug if he actually turned up.
guys, what would you want to stream next?
Well, there's always the second Spyro.
Yeah, I've been looking forward to jumping into that one.
But I never got to play the second one or the third one.
Huh.
Oh, Friar Fuck. The monk with Tourette's syndrome. Dominus
So,
Ventus El Spirito Sancti Nuc Dimitris Bollocks! Wank! Amen. Piss flats!
Stream Revenge of the Sith. I can actually do that.
We have a very important visitor today. Shit! The bishop is coming to hear us do some chants. Fanny fart! So while we're here, we need someone to go down to the bottom of the garden and look after the beehives. Cunt bubble!
So,
Let's see
dudes,
Yep.
it seems with PS2 potential streams we have a choice for the first one. Star Wars or Lord of the Rings.
I say we put it to a battle royale style vote.
Right.
And by that I mean I'm going to put a bunch of mice into somewhere with small assault rifles and let them kill each other. Each one covered in a different game.
And the surviving
and it's over. I knew I shouldn't have got the one. I knew I shouldn't have got the one with polio. Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, it could do, yeah.
These mice died for their country. Send flowers to their bitches and hoes.
Settle it in 2K19 between Mr. Bean and the Mask. If Mr. Bean wins, Star Wars.
Oh god, yeah, we could actually do that as a stream. Sherlock homeless.
We don't actually have the mask. Remember, we couldn't find him.
Oh, the modern parents! I forgot about these. They were like one of the only characters Ollie found relatable. Major misunderstandings again. I suppose you think you're being cool. Well, I hope you're proud of your handiwork. You haven't even got an wit to dab anything clever or amusing, do you? No, it's all just F this and F that and such and such. Football clubs are a load of effing BS. Either that or you're spraying some of those meaningless squiggles everywhere. Tags, you call them. Well, I call them an eyesore. A couple of years national service would sharpen your wits and send you your sense of civil pride. Then you'd contribute something to society instead of defecating other people's property. Militant. Oh yeah, that's a character I don't think they'll start using again. Not in 2018, I don't think.
You haven't told us your opinion.
Suicidal Sid. The Bacons. Elton John. The Brown Bottle. Miss Brady, the old lady.
Oh, yes.
Sid the sexist. Look out, Ernie is going for his piece.
Tell us or you'll never know what it counts for.
Buster Gonad. Oh, the character's called Buster Gonad and his unfeasibly large testicles. Felix and his amazing underpants. Okay.
Right.
Does anyone remember Mr. Blobby?
Hi, Spyro.
Yeah.
And how terrifying he'd be as a serial killer? I'm kind of just imagining him stabbing people while going blah 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 blah. Nudge Dread.
Right. So we can't
is it
go
I
in
got-
there until we've reached 100%. I guess that's
Ah.
the story of the game done, then. And it's just over 2 hours, so well timed. Yeah. I mean, I'm actually tempted to give the Fellowship of the Ring game a go. The one that's more like an RPG than an action game. More based on the book than the film that has Tom Bombadil in it, for fuck's sake.
Tom Bombadil.
Yes, that unfortunately has Tom Bombadil in it.
And his wife.
And his wife.
I'd be happy with any game. I think it'd be funny deciding it by making fictional characters wrestle. But if that's the case, why not just have Darth Maul wrestle Gandalf?
Do we have either of those? If not, why not?
Do you have the space to download them? And if not, why
Oh,
not?
yes. Oh, of course, yes.
Nudge Dredd. It's just a Judge Dredd guy, but he kind of works in one of those arcades at the seaside.
So is Tom Bombadil basically Jar Jar? Pretty much. Yeah.
No, he's just an overpowered character.
Right, well on that note, I think now would be a good time to end the stream. So, thanks for tuning in. Guys, how can the internet find more of you?
Well, you will be able to find me when I get back to my streams on Murasaki's Pit, where I will be doing 2K19, and I will get back to Valkyria Chronicles 4. And in the new year, I will be doing Resident Evil 2 when it comes out.
He's a jolly guy. That's true. Well, I suppose one potential upside of this Lord of the Rings TV series Amazon seems committed to doing. Heroes Night can be found on Heroes Night. Okay. Jack, anything to plug? I'll give you a minute.
We can't forget that Ian can be found where Ian can be found.
Yes, Ian, where can you be found?
I can be found within the Grey Walls. I am currently playing the Spider-Man game, which I'll get back to at some point.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's a
hasn't
busy
it?
month. Let's not pretend that December is not busy for any of us. So
I know.
streams,
Yes.
I mean, the last few things I've done are just talks about things, and to be honest, all I've really done is talk about Born to be Mild and the mobile gaming
I've
market.
got to get back to my recap series.
You really have, because I've been watching them again. I've actually wanted to do one. If I had the means to do it, I do want to review Overlord, just because I think I could just do it purely as a parody of how you do it.
Right. Oh,
There are so many times, there are so many ways I could do and they come to say they're fucked, which is pretty much the catchphrase for you at this point.
You know where I can be found. Yes, I know. But have
where
you
else?
any projects to plug to any audience that I might get years from now? Probably not now.
Well, well, I can promise that in the future I will be playing Life is Strange Season 2.
Yeah.
And maybe, just maybe, the new Tropico.
Oh, I got Before the Storm, but to this day I've never played it. That could be a palate cleanser for next time, or between Lord of the Rings stream. I've got a lot of games we could stream. I still haven't finished Fist of the North Star. I have a project. So where can an audience find it?
That's the name of the game, Jack.
Well, if he's not going to play the game.
Oh god, I found a Viz thing that only might relate to too much.
Right, go on. But
Do you
I'm
remember
not
that
ready
guy?
to
Do
get
you
it
remember
off
that
the
guy
mark.
who
Fair
did that
enough.
thing goes, we don't buy shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, him. It's him, but he's dealing with a clinically depressed guy, and he's just like dressed up as a clown, and the guy's like, he's like, you're trying not to laugh. I'm really not. You want to lighten up a little, Mr. West? Did you send to me, Sid? Blah! You wanted me? Stand there. Look at the state of her. And her husband is even worse. Imagine him on the job. None of this is funny, and he just gets a cream pie and slams it in the woman's face and goes, "Isn't it? You're
I may stream
smiling."
Darksiders on YouTube soon. Jolly good, jolly good. Well, if that's everything, thanks for tuning in. We will see you guys next time. Ollie out!